as you can tell, I'm super excited to show you my haul today. I have a really interesting VHS haul, and I don't run into VHS hauls very much. Like, I might get a few here and there, but I did get a Facebook Marketplace haul recently over this weekend, and I'm so excited to show you. And it's not just to say, look what I got, everybody. I also hope, maybe you can learn something about it or something about VHS. The ones I'm going to show you are all like horror, or there's just something interesting about them and that I want to show off. Maybe we can learn a little bit together. I'll have my computer nearby because I have not even researched all of these to know what they even are. So yeah, let's dive into it. Also, I want to say all of these they tend to be, if not all of them, I don't know, I don't think any of them really go past like 1980. Maybe there might be some late 80s, but there's no 90s here. So like there's no Scream movies, there's no I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is, fine by me. I mean, I do like those movies, but it's pretty cool that I picked up a haul of not only horror movies, but like movies I have never even heard of. So that, and just when you think you know a lot about horror, you see a bunch of movies and you're like, what is this? So that is really, really refreshing. Anyway, so, yeah, what do we want to start off with? Oh my gosh, there's so many. Now, again, some of these may not be strictly horror. They may be, like, thrillers. There's just something I picked out of the boxes that I just found kind of unusual. I forgot my mic, so I'm going to put that on because I think we're hearing some background noises and everything. Okay. Yeah, so I got my mic on. I'm still kind of getting used to using mics with my videos, I guess. I don't know why that is, but yeah, we're getting used to that. Anyway, let's dive into these because if I spend more than a couple minutes on each one, there's like 40 videos. So that's 40 minutes right there. So this may be a longer video. Also, if you wanted to know, yes, I do resell. However, I'm also a VHS collector, so I probably will be keeping some of these, but some of these, I don't typically charge very much when I do sell them, and I sell them usually at very good prices in my opinion, and I sell them to kind of usually like a community of people. Like I sell them in person to people who will appreciate them, So, yeah, I don't think, I'm not selling each one I'm not making my retirement out of this. It's just kind of something fun that I do. Anyway, so, all right. The first one I have here, I don't think this is really anything. I don't know. This might be more of a thriller. I just kind of picked it out. It's Shelley Winters, but this must be when Shelley Winters is like, well, an older woman. This is 1978, and it has Morgan Fairchild. I'm guessing that's her there. Sarah has had extraordinary psychic abilities, and so then someone wants to take advantage of those psychic abilities. So, and that's where Shelley Winters enters the fold. I do like Shelley Winters. I've only maybe seen one movie with her. An older movie from the 50s. Can't remember what it is, of course, but yeah, she is. I do know she's a very good actress. All right, so what we got next? Another one I've never heard of, The Terror with Jack Nicholson. He's on the back there, and Boris Karloff. This is 1963 Roger Corman classic. Okay, so Roger Corman is a director that did lots and lots of like low budget movies, low budget thrillers, horror, all that. Some of his movies are watchable. Some of them are very like low grade, B grade, but they can be a lot of fun. So I definitely want to like get into all these before I send them off, if that's my plan. Okay, so now we got Brooke Shields. in Alice, Sweet Alice, another one I haven't seen. I've heard of this one, but never seen it. This is actually 87, so this is getting into the 80s here. And I don't know, I hope this is a picture from the movie, but that's Brooke Shields on the back. She was still a teenager there, I think, so hopefully that's not just a creepy picture that they took and put it on the back. All right, so Crucible of Terror is next. Look at that cover, oh my gosh. And this is, just quickly, Victor Clare, a bizarre sculptor who is forever in search of beautiful young women as his possible models, but there's more to Victor's madness than meets the eye. Disappearance of several young girls leads the authorities to this mad artist studio where, in the dark, musty rooms of this house of horror, the police discover the sadistic truth behind Victor's eerie and unusual effects of his true-to-life creations. So, yeah, cast is Mark Raven, Mary Maude, James Bolam. Another Good Times. Good Times distributed quite a bit. Yeah, they're also like this rainbow thing up here. They distributed a lot of like low-grade stuff, so. Now we have Dracula Incident, which I think is a comedy. Another Good Times, without the whole rainbow thing up here. 1988, so, but it's a 1979 movie, I guess redistributed by Good Times in 1988. So, also, notice that these have like little, like somebody put labels on all these. So, the person that I got these from, I don't know if it was like an older, I don't know who actually had them, if it was the guy or his dad or whatever, but somebody took them and labeled them. The other ones that were in the boxes that I got 2 boxes, they're all Westerns, and I probably will just donate those because I don't really, unless there's something out of the ordinary, I don't really do anything with those. So anyway, so now we have The Aliens Are Coming. This is Tom Mason and Melinda Fee, 1980, another Good Times. It's like they had a subscription to Good Times almost. There's also some Good Times Western in the box. So, but this is about, obviously, about aliens. Who is the enemy? I definitely want to put, this is on my list of things to watch. I guess all of these are. I keep saying that, but like they're all on my list to watch, including this one. I just threw this in here because I thought it was unusual. It is also Good Times. Yeah, I can almost, I don't know if they actually did this, but like, almost like putting yourself on a Good Times list and like getting videos just, you know, come to your house or whatever. This is HBO video, The Believers. Martin Sheen, Helen Shaver, Robert Loggia is in it. This seems very interesting. Something about ritualistic child murders he's investigating. So yeah, that seems fun, I guess. Okay, so then there's Invaders from Mars, and I thought this was cool because this is actually by Toby Hooper, and it is 50s Cold War stuff. I've never seen this, but I was looking at a documentary of it earlier, just kind of, I stopped it because I didn't want spoilers. I don't know. I know it's from Canon. It's also a media, it says media down here. I think media distributed, Canon made it. It's got Lorraine Newman, Timothy Bottoms in it, including, it's got like a full, you know, Karen Black, Bud Cort, Louise Fletcher. I don't think they got the budget that they originally wanted for this movie. So I think this is like one of those so bad it's good movie. I don't know. You know, if you know, tell me, because I'm interested in seeing this. All right, so now we got Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, which, if I've seen this, it's been a very long time. This is actually 1990, so I was wrong. There is a 90s horror movie. Interesting. Okay, I thought this was a series of like different, because Stephen King does have a movie that's like different stories, It's not Tales from the Crypt, but it's very similar. And this is all one story, it looks like. An abandoned textile mill is reopened. Several employees meet mysterious deaths, and they happen during graveyard shift. But what confused me is I think the actual book, Graveyard Shift, is multiple stories. Because I feel like I've read that one. Okay, so Panic on the 522. I really love this cover. Doesn't that look neat? And I also really love trains. I'm one of those like obsessive train people. Another Good Times classic. So this people I think they're trying to rob people on the train. That's fun. I don't know what this actually is. I don't know if this is horror or like thriller, but anyway, Good Times. The Executioner. I don't know what to say about this one. This might, if I have to watch all these, this is probably the last on my list, to be honest, but I don't know, maybe it's really, really good. And if you've seen some of these, please tell me. Here's another kind of mainstream, there's only a couple mainstream movies in here, and that's Child's Play. This is, I believe, the original box. Let's see, 1989 is the, Child's Play came out in 88, and this came out in, this particular box came out in 89. So it's, I mean, it's up there. I imagine, because movies came out in a certain year and then VHS came out like maybe approximately 9 to 12 months later, so that makes sense. So yeah, I have had the later edition of this VHS, but this is the more rare one. That's cool. I mean, and when I say rare, I'm thinking like 20 to 30, you know, in that range. So I don't think any of these are like I said, I'm not retiring on any of these. Probably most of these I will send on to their new homes for a few bucks. So we're not talking like, you know, oh my God, how dare you as a reseller get VHS tapes, you know, that people can't get. Now, of course, you're selling them on eBay. Like, that's not really what's happening here. And if you do that, that's okay. Like, I'm not mad about that. But I know people do get in their feelings about resellers selling VHS because they are kind of rare now. Are You in the House Alone? Blythe Danner, Kathleen Beller, A Good Times tape. So many of these are Good Times. This is a lot. Night after night, the anonymous caller whispered threats that ultimately bring Gail to the verge of a breakdown. Another one I want to see. I know about this one, but I've never seen it. I don't think. If I have, I was like a kid. My Stepmother is an Alien. I know there's a podcast called How Did This Get Made, where they do bad movies. They've done this. I think I've listened to that podcast, but if I've ever seen this, again, it's not as an adult. Okay, The Day of the Triffids. I feel like I've had this before, and I didn't get to watch it. It's one of those, like, 50s or 60s, 63. And, yeah, it's kind of like, what, aliens or whatever? They grow into man-eating plants and begin to march on civilization. Cool. Pretty cool there. Okay, Force of Evil. I'm just trying to, like, speed it up, because if I spend a lot of time on each one. Force of Evil, this is Lloyd Bridges. He is a surgeon who is honest to a fault. Good Times. Okay, Moon of the Wolf. Oh, a small Louisiana town. People are being brutally murdered by a force once only thought of as a legend and myth. It's the Rougarou. So there's a legend that around Louisiana, it's called the Rougarou. It's like Cajun for like you know, wolf. Not like a wolf monster, and that might be what this is. It's kind of rattly. And also the great thing about these is that they've been stored well, I think. I mean, some of these have almost no damage. Maybe normal side wear or corner wear, but none of them have mold. I was really afraid Some of them might have been like stored maybe in a shed or something where they can easily get mold. And I could have dealt with that. It just would have been a much slower process. And I don't know when I would have gotten that. So I am so very, very pleased that that wasn't the case. Anyway, House, which I have seen, and I actually am not really a fan of this movie. I don't know, I feel like it was kind of hyped up, and it just doesn't quite get, like, I don't really get it, I guess you could say. I thought it was, I don't know, there's the back of it. I don't even remember what it was about. I just don't remember liking it. And I know there's a House 2, maybe even House 3. I don't know, but yeah. I just pulled this out because it's a 1929 movie, which is pre-code, if you know anything about that. Another Good Times special. Blackmail. I've never seen this or heard of it. But she is a naive young woman who murders the man who tries to rape her. She then finds herself caught between the Scotland Yard detective investigating the case, who also happens to be her boyfriend, and a treacherous blackmailer. So that's where we get that name from. Okay, the Emerald Forest. I don't remember why I pulled this one out, but it wasn't one of the Westerns. Ooh. I hope this tape isn't very damaged. It's something about the people from the Amazon. I thought I'd look it up and see if it was kind of rare. It's got damage on there. I'm not seeing any mold. That's good. But yeah, I don't know anything about these. And that's what I love, is that there's, so much here that I've never seen, never even heard of. I do know 13 Ghosts, and I know the newer movie. I did know that there was a previous movie, which I love this cover. And then this is Margaret Hamilton from Wizard of Oz on the back. Speaking of Wizard of Oz, I did get a Wizard of Oz VHS tape. I will probably just donate that. It's not like a special edition or like an older edition where you might see something interesting. It's just... this is on Good Times. And yeah, basically these people move into a new home, and the home has all these like crazy ghosts. I don't know if they're as crazy as they are in the new one, but they might be. I am very much interested. Like, okay, this is one of the VHS that I saw in the marketplace listing, and I was like, ooh. And I saw a few in there, and I'm like, I'm gonna see what this guy wants for them. Did I tell you how much I think I thought it, maybe I didn't. $30 for all of these. And this is not even all of them. That's plus the Westerns and everything. So basically, I got these for like 75 cents a piece. I don't think that's a bad price at all. And I mean, like I said, I'm not selling these for hundreds of bucks. So like, I will probably make my money back, but just by a smidge, you know. And I can't keep them all. I would just run out of room. But yeah, this seems really interesting. It is not Good Times. But if you come to the woods, you might be the meal. Like it says on the back. Daddy's gone a-hunting. Yeah, I saw, that is a Star Maker. I see that a lot, that distributor. I looked at the trailer for that one, and it looked pretty cool, so. Here we have the spell. Her teenage thoughts cast a deadly spell of terror. 15-year-old is overweight, self-conscious, victim of cruel teasing by many of her. It almost sounds like Carrie. Yeah, it's very much like Carrie. Like, she's building up rage against people. And I'm guessing she, something happens and she gets revenge in a supernatural way. Telly Savalas in Horror Express. Got the Good Times symbol up here. This also has Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing in an unforgettable train voyage from Shanghai. And I just told y'all how much I love trains. So that's a lot of fun. We also have Ghost Dance. This seems pretty cool. This is about Native Americans. I'm sure it is very not exploitative at all. And if you're seeing some dust, they are dusty. I have not cleaned these. That's, you know, I've got to do that. Oh, this one is completely closed up. Interesting. Like, I'm going to have to open this one up. So, I don't even know if the right one's in there. Cool. What do we have on the list? I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so we have The Shining, which, of course, you know, it's like one of the few mainstream movies in here. You can get some money for The Shining. I mean, you can get like 10, 15. This is the older edition. If you have the clamshell, you can get more like $100 for that one. So keep your eye out for that one if you want to make some money. But this one, you know, I'll probably sell it for like $5 at the market that I go to. The market that I usually sell at, I am selling at a vintage market later this month, like at the end of the month. But I typically sell these at a dead media market, which is like, you know, the thing I just did, like the CDs, VHS, vinyl, all that. Now we have the Langoliers, which is on 2 VHS. I have read this book, and I have never seen the movie. I know it doesn't get that good of reviews, unfortunately. So, okay, we're on the last little VHS tower. We've got, I am so excited about this. I should have left this for last, but it was just on the top. Fair to Lance. This is about, believe it or not, snakes on a damn submarine. It's like snakes on a plane, but snakes on a submarine. How they got on the submarine? Like venomous snakes on a submarine. How do they get there? We're about to find out. I'm probably going to pop this in tonight because I can't wait. Okay, so now we have the Gorgon, and this is not the first time I've had this. I've actually sold this before. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, dynamic duo, and that's what the bag looks like. Is this good times? It is. So, yeah, I always thought that was cool. I might try to watch this if I have time. Again, I'm probably going to bring these to the vintage market at the end of the month, so I have like 2 weeks to watch all these. I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe I'll save some of these for like the dead media market. And now, okay, this is also one I am so excited to watch. Haunted. I had no idea. I couldn't figure out what this was. I did like an eBay and a Google search. I thank God for Google search because I would not have found this. A bizarre family living on an abandoned Hollywood. Okay, so it says a bizarre in like all caps right there. A bizarre family living on an abandoned Hollywood Western set are terrorized by the ancient curse of a murdered Indian girl who returns 100 years later to punish those responsible for the slaughter of her tribe. Her reincarnated presence murders and mauls as she stops at nothing to get revenge. And so, I mean, you had me at a bizarre family living on an abandoned Hollywood Western movie, right? Like, or a movie set. Like, what? Why? So I did find out that the other name of this movie is The Haunted, and you can find a few of those, but still that movie, or this movie, is still very, very rare, called both things. But yeah, I love this cover. I love that it doesn't even tell you the year. You open it up, and there's like nothing on it. It just tells you literally nothing except what this movie is about. And I am here for it. 90 minutes. I'm excited. Okay, so next we have, this looks like a more mainstream movie, actually. Maybe 90s? Oh, I'm looking for a year. 1994. Okay, so Wolf This has Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't know if this was a big hit or a big not hit. I don't know, but I just know I've never really, if I've heard of it, I don't remember it. But I was also a child in 1994, so I may not, and I remember, you know, more like kid friendly stuff and like comedies, but a lot of drama or horror I may not remember. The Dead Don't Die. This looks super cool. He's a zombie. George Hamilton and Ray Milland. Good Times. Sinister master of the occult plots to rule the world with his hideous army of the living dead in the spine-chilling tale of horror. Sounds amazing. Alright, this one is not horror. It is a Good Times, but it's just called Those Crazy Old Commercials. It's got the Marx Brothers, Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Three Stooges, Lucille Ball, and it's basically, you see the Three Stooges sell car wax, watch Fred Flintstone, Papa Winston. This is all stuff that you could just pull up on YouTube, but I thought it was still interesting. It doesn't go for anything really. I'll try to, but I am interested in seeing all these. I do know that distributors like Good Times, I think they would like kind of put a bunch of things together in one VHS and like, you know, make a buck, which I think is, I mean, I don't know if people still look at those things, but I guess I will. I am also excited about this Snow Beast. I think some people go skiing and they find a snow beast. Yeah, anything, okay, and they show this little screen capture right here, but I'm not even sure what that's supposed to show. Is that the beast? That looks like a fish hiding in a little cave to me. I don't know what that really is. Okay, next we got It Came from Outer Space, another 50s classic. What movie? Okay, 53. Yeah, this is probably something that could be shown on MS3K if it hasn't already, but it's a cool like VHS to put, you know, on a shelf or whatever. Definitely. All right, and we got Dracula in the movies. If I sound like kind of congested, I have had a cold for 5 days, and I'm getting like, I'm out of the woods. Like, I'm doing much better, but I can still feel some congestion like building up, and my voice sounds better, I think, but yeah. So Dracula in the movies, this is another one of those. Yep, it's Good Times. It is basically a bunch of clips that you might see in Dracula movies. This one I pulled because I thought it looked interesting on the cover. Absolution. It's got Richard Burton in his old age there. I do like Richard Burton. I have a soft heart for him, so I think he's in what, like, yeah, he's in Exorcist 2. He must have just been in this. This movie was $80 back in the day. That's insane. This is Trans World Entertainment. Interesting. So I wonder if he was kind of slumming it. I'm sure he was just taking whatever, you know. This might be more of a Western than anything, but A Town Called Hell. I just pulled it because, again, just seemed interesting. Good Times Movie Classics. This doesn't even say the name of the tape on here, so I'll have to make sure that that is the actual VHS before I try to see if anyone wants it. But Telly Savalas. Did he play a lot of like Native American people, Indian people, or even like, you know, people of color? Because I feel like he was in another movie that had people like that. Or, you know, people of color, Native Americans. And then we have It, the double VHS version. I love that he is pulling this off. He's coming to you know, scare us through the VHS wrapping, and there's VHS behind it. So I always thought that was cool. It doesn't, I think they have had the same version on the DVDs, and it doesn't quite have that specialness to it. So yep, there's the back of that. But yeah, and the only other thing I wanted to show you, oh my god, there's so many stacks here. The other thing I wanted to show you is not horror at all. It is actually Cosmos by Carl Sagan. It's got, what, 7 here? And I feel like I've looked these up, and I think these go for like a decent amount. I thought I was gonna have to donate them at first, which, you know, is fine. Because I mean, I think you can get these streaming, I believe, or on YouTube, but I looked them up and people were getting good prices for them. So I'll look them up, and if so, I might just, I'll probably bring these to the market. And I think the only other thing I have that was like mildly interesting, at first I was like, meh, but now I'm kind of like, oh, that could be interesting. There's a bunch of Lost Louisiana, which is like these VHS where they just go through like things in Louisiana that have been lost to time or whatever. There's like about 4 to 6 of those. I might see if those have any value or flip them. They might, I don't know, they might. I keep going between eBay and just like bringing them to the market because, I mean, this is Louisiana where it might have the best chance of selling, but online there might be more of an interest for that kind of those kind of cultural items that you can't really find anywhere else. So yeah, that's all of them. I actually got through them pretty quickly. Again, so excited to bring you those. I haven't given you a thrift haul in a while. I think the next time I'll see you is, I don't know, I haven't been selling too much on eBay lately. eBay's been slow. So I've just kind of been getting ready for my market. So maybe another market video will be coming soon. And again, it's a vintage market, so it's not just media. So I get to kind of bring in some things that are just vintage. And I'm very excited about showing off like my clothing that I didn't get to show, or I didn't get to pull out at the last media market. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, let me know. Bye.